Thank you for joining us on another fun-filled episode of Table Talk Podcast. Tonight we're joined by Ameer. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Appreciate you guys for having me.
Not a problem. And Ameer, what do you do for a living?
I am a medical assistant at an urgent care. Specifically, I deal with screening and testing for COVID.
Ooh, okay, so my next question would be this. Do you believe that COVID-19 is a hoax? Oh my God, he paused.
I'll tell you what. I don't believe it's a hoax, but what I do believe is that there are some inconsistencies in the numbers that are being portrayed. That's just from my end. I don't know. I mean, I deal with this
because you're one of the actual people that would actually register how many people have gotten it.
Well, yeah, on a nightly basis after we test everybody, regardless if you're negative or positive, I have to submit those numbers with the names, dates of the patients to the CDC every night. I fax them over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I mean, we keep pretty meticulous paperwork and paper trail. Not only do I scan in and make a copy of everybody's results, but I'm also I write it down. Everybody I test, and I write it down. I put their results on there, the date that they came in, their date of birth, all sorts of different identifiers, and I scan all that in every night after my shift to the CDC's direct line.
Wow. So when you're saying slightly inconsistent, like the number may possibly be lower than what's reported, or the number will be higher of what's reported.
So let me put it this way.
I also don't want to get you fired.
No, don't.
So you can omit whatever you feel like you need to not say.
Absolutely. So listen, are the precautions that we're being told to take, crazy and out of line? No, absolutely not. Okay. Any type of, we saw the same thing with swine flu. We saw the same thing with avian flu. We saw the same thing with, Ebola. Probably not on the same level that we're seeing right now for COVID-19, for SARS-2, right?
Uh-huh.
But the precautions that we're taking are very, very viable. That's something 100% that we need to do. We need to take these precautions. Now,
wearing a mask does assist us with not getting.
Well, yeah, wear a mask. Sanitize your. If you're touching, it's the same. It's kindergarten shit, right? You touch something, wash your hands real quick, or use some sanitizer. Don't overdo it because you don't want to build yourself an immunity to germs that you should do naturally instead of chemically. You know what I'm saying? And
that makes sense.
Yeah, you never wanna. Too much of a good thing is bad. You get what I'm saying?
Correct.
And in our day, we're all in the 1900s. We're not 2000 babies. You get what I'm saying? So in our day, we used to scratch our knee or drink it and just rub dirt in it, or drink out of the water hose, like what I mean, the garden hose, whatever you call it. Eat dirt. You get what I'm saying? And I've noticed, at least from like my independent, I don't want to say research because I'm not a fucking scientist, but
my observations.
My observations, on my own time, I've noticed that I've seen a lot of like younger kids, their immune systems are crap compared to those who are 25, 26, 27 and up. You know what I'm saying? From like the 90s babies and older. And I think everybody's a little too cautious now of kids getting sick. And not to kind of go off topic too much, but back to what I was saying, every county, specifically Michigan, I don't know about other states, but every county has its own health department, right? And it just depends on how many testing facilities there are as well. Are they certified testing facilities? Are they just regular clinics that just, hey, let's buy a couple of these rapid antigen tests from lab XYZ, whatever, and then just administer them and then test them on our own. There's so many different factors into it. And me specifically, like the family company I work for, we have 8 clinics, right? And we're all certified by the CDC and by the state. We're certified as COVID facilities as well, testing facilities as well. So from what I've seen on my end at my facility specifically, I have not seen the type of numbers that we've been hearing about the past 6 to 8 months. You get what I'm saying? So, I mean...
Well, if I can be the open mind in the room, I hear what you're saying and I believe you, because I know you have no reason to lie. could it just be maybe those numbers are coming from the other 8 facilities?
There's a possibility.
Maybe you're like, I mean, what type of area are you in? Are you like in the middle of a suburban area with thousands of people?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm in the city of Southfield, but
That's
we
pretty
get
populated.
yeah. Well, I mean, not only that, but we get tons of people from Dearborn Heights, Canton. Where do you call it? Detroit, the Metro Detroit area. We're not far away from 7-8 mile like Oak
Okay,
Park.
so you are in a
Detroit.
very populated metro
very
area.
big, yeah, very
Okay.
big metro area. So my thing is though is and that's the fact. Those are one of the factors that I failed to mention before is that I can only speak on my facility. I don't know what the other 7 facilities. I could look. I can always type in their stuff.
So what you're saying is that based on what we have been seeing, like in the news or whatever, you were expecting more of a surge of numbers at your facility. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely. So I started in July. I started in July there. Okay. Just like almost everybody else, I was at home doing nothing during the pandemic. My old friend from high school, who happens to be my manager now, she called me one day. She's like, "Hey, listen, what are you doing?" I'm nothing, sitting at home, school. That's it, really. You want a job? Sure, no problem. All right, come on in. I started off just getting vitals on people and doing some paperwork on the computer to where then they trained me to where I'm like pretty much, the guy that's always dealing with COVID-19. I'm swabbing people. I'm testing their specimens. I'm putting that information in. I'm sending out the information at the end of the night. All that stuff, right? And so in the summer, from like July up until probably I want to say September to maybe mid-October, I cannot lie, I was seeing almost 150 to 200 COVID patients daily.
Holy shit.
It's not a big facility. I'm telling you right now. The facility that I work at is not the biggest facility. We have 5 rooms. Okay? We have
5?
We have 5 rooms. And now we were doing the testing outside, mind you, because the weather was good. There was no inclement weather issues. Now, if it rained, we had a big awning that it's like a drive-through. People would be able to pull in through. We test them there, and then we send them on their way. Now, you got to figure, out of those 150 to 200 people I was testing, again, not to get too, descriptive, I was barely seeing 1% of them being positive. And I was surprised. I was surprised. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, and I was like, but I thought this was some type of big issue. Now, there are some days that, the data is different, right? Some things are higher than others, and, to where now the tests are getting more intricate. So now there are tests that don't just screen for COVID, but also screen for flu A and flu B as well. And you just put it on the cassette, it reads it, it lets you know. We've seen a spike in the flu more than we have, COVID lately, at least upon my observation on the days that I work, which is I've worked tomorrow, I've worked Sunday, I work 7 days a week this week. But I have not been seeing, me personally, my personal observation, and let me preface everything with what I say. I should have said this from before. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to be one.
Yeah.
I'm just going off of my experiences and the things that I know. And if I don't know something, I'm gonna say, hey, I don't know. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
from my personal observations, I have not seen what we've been told. Again, that's not accounting all the other facilities, not only that we have, but the hundreds of other facilities that are doing testing as well that are not associated with our family company. So
gotcha. It just kind of blows my mind that, like, I know people who actually will tell you that COVID is not real.
Oh, like, I get that 1,000 times at work.
Like and the funny part is they've had it. And not to say that it's funny that they were sick and they could have died, but they didn't. But
it's funny.
It's just kind of funny that, like, it's almost because they've picked a side so much politically, and I hate to say politically, but we all know it's true. They've picked a side so like steadily politically that they can't even, like, you can put a rock in their hand and they'll say, that rock's not there. And you're gonna be like, no, it's literally in your hand. It's right there. And they're gonna be like, no, it's not. Like, there's literal people walking around who have, 'the freedom to vote. Which we're not going to talk about that because
absolutely.
like I said, I'm not getting into a
There's a
fucking rabbit
metaphor.
hole of politics. But that's crazy to me that there's people walking around that actually think that it's not even real. I can totally understand having an open discussion about the severeness of it. Severeness. Sorry, grammar. Severity of it. I mean, yeah, never mind.
I got you.
Like I totally get that. Like you can sit down and you can have a discussion about like, okay, well, like I asked you, I said, I mean, in your opinion, from what you've observed, would it help for people to wear masks? Like those are questions that everyone should be
100%.
asking
100%.
instead of just saying like, well, I'm not going to wear a mask. Well, look, okay, well, why don't you want to wear a mask? Well, just COVID's not real. Be like, oh, okay, well, like it's scary to me that people are so close-minded that they won't even have like a discussion about shit.
Well,
That bothers me.
Here's a kicker, and there are a lot more factors, upon what kind of mask you should wear as well. And I believe we've all seen these videos or these demonstrations online before, where they put a candle and then they put on like a gaiter or a balaclava and they blow and the candle goes out.
Yeah, and I've seen that.
So that's legit. I mean, if it can go out, you can still spread it, right?
Yeah.
If you have it, God forbid. But now, for example, I have like probably a stack of KN95 masks right now on my dresser, and I never use the same one. When I'm done with it, I toss it, or sometimes I'll forget it in my pocket or something on my scrubs, and it just it just depends on the type of mask that you wear as well. That's very important. But it's funny because like you would think like, okay, we're almost 1 year into this pandemic. 2 months from now it'll be exactly a year. March 15th of 2021 will mark 1 year since we started lockdown, right?
Yeah.
And that's 365 days, people. And it blows my mind that there are still people that come into our clinic, or I even see people outside, doing their daily thing, going to stores, going to gas stations, and they are not wearing masks. They don't even have one. And then they throw a fit when I step up and I'll say something. I'm like, hey, you can't be in here without a mask on. Or they'll do that coy little thing where they keep it right under their nose. Sir or ma'am, can you just pull that over?
Like Jeremy's doing right now.
Just like Jeremy's doing right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're like, yeah, I guess that's fine if you're breathing through your mouth.
Right.
You fucking mouth breather.
But
those fucking mouth breathers.
Right. No, so and when you tell them to either, hey, you need a mask, and we keep like a box of masks, a nice little case of masks up front. So if somebody does come in and I don't have a mask, okay, here you go. We have it ready for them, right? Because we're not going to deny them care or help if they don't have a mask. Now, if they refuse to put on the mask after we offer the mask, then that's a different story. Now, well, guess what? My medical providers will not see you, and it's legit. Like our providers will be like, well, listen, we're not gonna. We're in the midst of a pandemic right now, of something that's super communicable, right? And you're refusing, after we are offering you free of charge a mask to protect not only yourself but the other 10, 20 people that are in here, not including the employees, and then families and so on and so forth. Now you're now you're making it difficult. You're not adhering to the rules that we have here. Now we're gonna ask you, well, there's another 10 other urgent cares down the street on Southfield Road. Take your pick, because we're not going to see you here unless you put the mask on.
My point of view with like people refusing, like I don't want to call it law.
Executive order. It's an executive
orders and whatnot. Like, and we see it everywhere. Like, you're not going to make me wear a mask when I walk into the grocery store. Like, who do you think you are? This is my argument. Like, there's a small chance that if you're not wearing a mask, there's this small chance that now there is a greater chance that you could potentially harbor this illness and pass it to someone on a little bit easier, as if you were wearing a mask. Candle video or no candle video, there's still that like small percentage to where the odds may weigh either in your favor or not. Mm-hmm. And businesses are just asking you like, hey, can you do us a favor and just wear that for 15, 18 minutes while you walk around? And people throw up arms and they say, well, these are my God-given rights. I don't remember reading that in any type of literature about rights about a mask. But anyways, it's kind of like, let's look at the bigger issue why is it such an inconvenience for you to put on a mask for 15 minutes? Like, people are so self-centered. And I want to be careful with how I'm saying it, because there is quite a few people who will listen to this podcast that do not enjoy wearing masks, and like they're friends of mine, family included. And like my argument is always like, why is it such a big deal to you?
Well, and to kind of
Just put on the fucking mask.
no,
Make the
absolutely.
old lady in aisle 3 happy, and put on your fucking mask.
I mean,
Shit, you're absolutely right, man.
I mean, I personally
that,
don't
Jeremy?
like wearing a mask, but
Oh,
I'm
dude,
going
I
to.
fucking hate it. I wear glasses, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
It is
I have to wear the
rad.
goggles when I'm testing people. They fog
dude,
up.
like,
Trust me, I get it.
going to the gym and wearing a mask is literal
Such
torture.
a hindrance.
Yeah.
It's literal torture.
I mean, I can't say I go to the gym, but it's just like, even just working, like I work on computers sometimes, and it's just like, yeah, it gets in the way, but I'm still gonna fucking wear it. I mean, it's a smart thing to do right now. Like, I'm not gonna not wear a mask just because, oh, I don't like it. I'm not gonna wear it.
Here's my question to you. Do you have someone or something that you love?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, and here's how I put it simple, stupid for people that I deal with on a daily basis. Is you have somebody or something that you love. What if I came to the same area you're at and I destroyed that thing or I hurt that person?
Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get it 100%.
And then and then they go, well, why would you do that? Well, wait, what? No, I wouldn't like that. Okay, well, you're doing the same thing to me right now.
Exactly.
Put your mask on. Do me a favor. Put your mask on, right? So that way I don't catch something and I don't end up destroying something that I love or someone I love because you made the choice of not complying with what is now, in my opinion, a social norm.
Like, so to touch up on what you just said, to be like completely honest about it, at the beginning of the pandemic, and she's gonna listen to this, so my spouse and I butted heads quite a few times on like data and what we should be doing. And then when the whole mask thing became a thing, I wasn't like, oh, fuck that, I'm not doing it. Because I would never be that way towards anything. I'm extremely open-minded. I mean, you know.
Right. Yeah.
I'm pretty open-minded. Like, if you can have a discussion with me or at least explain why I should be doing something and it makes sense, yeah, okay. It's not any inconvenience to me. But there was still like a little bit of butting of heads. And I remember, and I'm going to misquote myself, but I said something along the lines of like, well, like, I'm a really healthy fucking guy. What do I have to worry about? But then my spouse was like, what about your parent, or, you know, like, what about your kid? What about, you know, like her parents and her grandparent? Like, she is always spending time with her. She's very family oriented.
Right.
And she said that, and of course, me being a dumbass, I probably said something along the lines of, whatever, blah, 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 and then walked out,
You're
you know,
pretty
like
sarcastic.
a typical moron would do. Something that I would do. But then, like, it dawned on me, like, wow, that was really stupid of me to think of it like that, because, like, what if? And, like, you're saying, like, hey, if you got something that you love and you care about, with this being, like, you know, a family member, is the what if that, I mean, the what if should be important enough to just wear the fucking mask. Like, because that's like me. That's like if I knew that there was a 5% chance that if I were to leave my doors unlocked every night, and I knew for a fact there was a 5% chance that a man would break in and like take my daughter away from me, there would be no chance in fucking hell that I would leave my doors unlocked, because I would be like, "Whoa, it's a small chance. There's a 95%
It's
chance
still a chance
that it's not gonna happen." But there's still that 5% chance. And what I've noticed on like a social level when it came to the pandemic, and we all know someone who has said this. Maybe someone on this podcast has actually said this before, like early on, before we really knew much. You would see in the news, and this is just, I'm throwing this number out of my ass. Oh, 6 million people have COVID. Every single anti-masker and all these other anti-vaccine people, they would all say, what about the people that lived? What about that number?
I'm going to say I will admit that was me in the beginning.
But it's like, okay, no, I get that there is a positive number, but there's still people that fucking died though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what about those people did not have a clear good chance to live through it, and they didn't. They died.
Fuck those people.
Yes, I agree, Jeremy.
I'm not like that.
I said earlier, very informative discussion on COVID. Not in general, but just what you've seen at your clinic.
Right.
That was one of the reasons why I was kind of happy we got you scheduled.
Absolutely.
On an episode, because like I said, we haven't really discussed it on a podcast, mainly because we're morons and we don't really know that much about it. So it was kind of cool to actually have someone who's actually in the front line of it all and can kind of cut through the bullshit, because you are very objective about it. You're like, okay, look, the numbers are definitely off, but wear your fucking mask because they do work. I mean, that's the kind of discussion that does need to be had, something involving a pandemic.
Right, and so, excuse me. So, Rona. No, so.
It's the first thing that popped in my head as soon as you coughed. Rona.
So it's kind of an active. I don't want to say joke, but it's kind of an active thing in our facility. So, no. So I saw something earlier. I think it was today or yesterday. I can't really remember. I don't have concept of time anymore. But
Whoa.
Yeah. Right. It said that, you know, the state of Michigan is actually seeing even lower numbers than they have since the start of this, and that lower than all the other states, you know, that are actually increasing. So I don't, and my thing is that I kind of believe that, because if everybody else is, you know, actually listening, maybe this extra bit of the lockdown may possibly have worked for us, you know, and who knows if we continue to listen, man, and I'll repeat it until I'm blue in the face. Just wear the mask. That's it. It's not gonna kill you. But yeah, no.
Wear your masks.
Yeah, just wear your mask, man. I'm telling you, man.
Well, I
You just
am.
continue.
Quit yelling at me.
No, man, nothing's funnier
I'll
than
put one on right now.
I have some people on my Snapchat, man, that I see that they put on their stories. One night they'll be at this like little hinky dink of a bar that's like a sweat box of a bar, man, partying, having a fun time. Nobody's got any mask on, but I swear to God, the following day, I will see them wearing a mask at the gym. That's not how it works. You can't just go out to where you're literally inhaling everybody's spit and sweat and everything.
Wow. Hold on, what kind of bar is this?
Oh yeah, no, but
inhaling everyone's spit and
right.
sweat.
I was like, "Where's my straw?" So
Snorting a line of that sweat.
Right.
There you go. Jeremy's got a straw.
No, but like it's just so funny. It's like you can't just be half in and half out like that. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, in the society we live in, everyone prefers to be half in and half out because it's convenient.
Fair.
God forbid that they stick to the rules or stick to common sense. That's really hard.
Fair. Listen, there have been times where I'm not gonna lie, I've left my house to go to like the to like Kroger or something, and like halfway there I'll realize, fuck, I forgot my mask at home, and I'll be damned if I don't turn back around. Like, dude, I'm telling you, I'll be like literally probably less than a mile from my destination after realizing, and I will turn back around and I'll come back and I'll pick up a mask.
So you don't go into the store and ask people to tread on you?
Always. No, but no, man. I mean, I have my family to think about, man. You know, my father's 65. You know, my mother's over 50 as well, and you know, I got my younger sisters who, you know, have their own, you know, medical, you know, pre-existing medical stuff that they've had since they were babies. You know, I have to look out for them. You know what I mean? And I think, and I try to express that to almost everybody I speak to. You know, when I'm at work, when I see new patients or even the older patients, that literally we have these conversations all the time. I'll stay with one patient for like 20 minutes just talking to them because they just, you know what I mean? And it's because they enjoy hearing from somebody who deals with it on a daily basis. I'll be damned if I don't test myself weekly. You're not supposed to, but I do it just in case, man. Every Friday, I'll stick the swab up my nose and I'll put that sucker in the test, and then I make sure I'm good before I go home at the end of the week. You know?
Have you ever stuck it up your ass?
I debated it. No.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, you know, we've all thought about it. Like, I wonder if...
Space.
What would happen if that nurse just put that up my butt? Probably find some other communicable disease.
Sir, you have herpes? What?
Huh? Wait a minute. That's not the test I came in here for.
Yeah, hold on. What clinic is this?
What's going on here?
Why is everybody wearing assless chaps? Amir, Jeremy actually has a question for you.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I just saw Jake just shaking his head and put his head down. I know you already answered the well, not answered the question, but you acknowledged something about it. Do you believe in the Bigfoot?
Why'd you say it like that?
In the Bigfoot.
In the Bigfoot.
Why are you this close to your mic?
Because I like to be this close.
ASMR channel, that's why.
Yeah.
No, yeah, no, absolutely, man. I buy it.
Oh my!
I buy it. I buy in cryptozoology, man. I buy into it. I
Smart man.
Listen, every time, as Jesse, dude, I'll send him shit on Instagram or a text message every time I find something cool. Like
It'll be like 3 a.m. and he'll be like, "Bro, look at this fucking coyote." And I'll be like, "I don't want to look at this at 3 a.m. I'll look at it at 8 a.m." But then
Yeah, you don't want to listen to it at 3 a.m. because you fucking had a near-death experience with one up north.
No, that coyote had a near-death experience when Jake almost ran it the fuck over with the truck.
That too.
Oh my God.
Hey, but how badass would it look if there was a coyote behind me on the wall? I'm just saying.
Listen,
Like alive or dead?
No, dead, like skin.
skin mounted.
Just fucking
Well,
just
your
get a
screen-
taxidermy.
Your screen's blurry, so it wouldn't be that cool.
Well, it's because there's nothing cool in this room.
That door's pretty cool.
This is the only
Thanks.
cool thing I have in my room. Is my
Thank you.
Lombardi trophy and then my man cave post. But other than that,
Okay, so I would love for you to, because I know you said, "Oh, I love cryptozoology." Okay, but explain that, please. Like, why do you think Bigfoot's real? I'd love to hear about it, Amir.
okay. So I mean, listen, I'm a firm believer that there is also like stemming out even more here. There's life outside of our universe too, man. Aliens
Oh, that's more realistic than Bigfoot.
Well, how is that more realistic than Bigfoot? Tell
Because
me,
there's 796 quintillion fucking planets in the universe.
I love it.
There's only so many square miles of uncharted forest. Come on.
Listen, there are over 7 billion people on planet Earth, if not more. You're telling me there's no possibility that there's a big old 8 foot, 9 foot tall fucking...
I thought there was 7 billion people in East Dearborn.
Probably. Seems like it sometimes, man. Shit. No, man. Are there fakes? Yeah, people like shit, man. I was just going through like YouTube and I would watch this stuff, man. Listen, I don't love this stuff. I get into it though. It's pretty funny, man. It's because what are the chances that this urban legend is not just a legend though? You get what I'm saying? Like there are definitely species back from the Ice Age that they're still trying to figure out what's what. They're still trying to figure out names and where they're from and how they came. I'm a big believer in the theory of evolution. I believe that yes, we did start off as nothing and then evolved into something. You get what I'm saying? You posted something on Instagram today about the Big Bang and all that stuff. Like that stuff is pretty interesting. If that's possible, how is it not possible that there's? And listen, I have not done a lot of research into this, I promise, but how is it possible for something that scientific and that crazy that we started off as nothing and then boom, big explosion and then everything is made again? Okay.
Well, to tell you why, technically it was because there was enough uniform dark energy over like a pinpoint of fabric and time and space that was like the size of like a thimble, maybe even smaller. And then it was so uniform that it had nothing else to do but explode. And then in like a trillionth of a second, everything existed. So that's why.
All right, fair enough.
So
I don't know. I'm pretty spiritual.
I just don't get why you don't believe Jesse.
What?
I just don't get why you don't believe that Bigfoot's real.
Well, I'll tell you what I would. Hold on.
I love this conversation.
Why is it? This is what I gotta know, you two fucks. Why is it when you posted something about a Big Bang earlier on Instagram, both of you were fucking laughing?
Who?
You and Jake had fucking smiles on your face.
Well, the reason I'm laughing. The reason I'm laughing is every 5 seconds Jeremy takes a puff and he looks like Snoop. That's why I was laughing. It had nothing to do with
Perhaps
you.
I'm self-conscious.
Okay,
but so you asked me why I don't believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your reasoning behind it?
I have other things to worry about. No,
Typical.
I mean,
Right.
it's not nearly as bad as like Loch Ness. I definitely don't believe that Loch Ness is around, but I definitely believe that perhaps it was.
I was gonna ask, do you think it was at one
That's-
point in time?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. There's all kinds of weird shit that came from like the Pleistocene era of, like mammals and whatnot. I mean, there was all kinds of big shit roaming around 500,000 years ago. And like, thanks to Jake, what is that? That was it subspecies of humanoid or ape? What was it?
Gigantopithecus, yeah.
Gigantopithecus. Like that's real, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like that was real, and what was that like? 300,000 years ago? 400,000?
I believe it's anywhere from 3 to 5.
100,000?
Yeah, 3 to 500,000. Those were real because they have found bones and they found skeletons, and then it's like the Homo floresiensis is basically the opposite end of the spectrum, where they were, I think, anywhere to 3 to 4 feet tall, and those were more recent. Some people believe those are still around. I don't. They think they're like a subspecies of human, like a tribe. But yeah,
Like
so you have
feral
the
human.
yeah, pretty much like a feral human.
Feral
like,
Peter.
living in the jungles somewhere. So you have the big Gigantopithecus, and then you have the super small Homo floresiensis, which are both real, have been proven subspecies of human.
Okay, well, like my thing is I completely accept that those were real because I believe in science.
Okay.
I just don't think that don't cut me from the team, coach, but I don't feel like we're going to find one.
And Jesse's fired.
And I'm unemployed.
Yeah, state of Michigan.
But I totally have an open mind to okay, there is what was the percentage of square mileage that is still uncharted, forest wise? I believe we did this number when we were up north on that podcast that we never recorded.
Yeah, because my laptop blows.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
Don't
Wasn't
quote
it
me because I could be wrong. I thought it was in the 70s.
That was uncharted, right?
Yeah, that was
it was like a
supposedly
crazy.
unexplored.
It was like a crazy high number. So you can say to me, hey, based on that number, there's something in those woods that we haven't found yet, and I'm gonna say, yeah, you're probably right. But to say it's an actual Bigfoot, it's come on, can we start with? Can we use stepstones here instead of leaping? Can we take it one objective step at a time?
So let me try to put this in perspective. And again, I'm gonna preface this. I'm not a scientist. Okay, so this is just.
I thought you were a scientist this whole time,
dude. I'm telling you. So no, with me here's what I think. Study of Darwinism. We're all familiar with that. Yes.
Correct.
Okay. With the what is it? The Galapagos finches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what happened to them over time? He removed them from one area, put them into another. It was not such a survivable area for said species. What happens? They evolved, right? They started growing longer beaks to get into deeper crevices into the trees for nourishment. They got faster to outrun. This is generation by generation, obviously, but they got faster to fly and or run away from predators, so on and so forth. Do you think that maybe those two what was the name? What was the name for them again? That you were saying, the humanoid The ones that
the small one?
Yeah.
Homo floresiensis.
Okay. Don't you think that those Homo floresiensis?
Yeah.
Don't you think that species maybe just on the off chance that are probably still available on said uncharted, area of forestry and such, that
I think
that maybe that maybe they evolved, maybe they got bigger, maybe that's why it is uncharted. You know what I mean? Because anybody that has gone there or possibly got near it, taken out, right? Because they evolved to deal with predatory, and environmental, change, right? It's just a matter of how you look at it. Now, am I saying that Bigfoot walked all the way from the forestry of Colorado all the way to fucking up north, in Mackinac City or some shit? You know what I mean? Like, no, I'm just saying, the point I'm trying to make is that, is there also a possibility that these things exist and maybe evolve from one thing into a whole nother, and they are out there? That's definitely a possibility, is it not? Per the theory of evolution?
Based on that theory, yeah.
Okay. I mean, and so that's why I keep stuff like that. Not all this stuff I would send you, man, does for shits and gigs, right? It's something I found, okay, holy shit, this is funny. Or, hey, wow, that's pretty interesting. Like, they did this fucking 30, 40, 50 years ago where that one walking that they show super blurry. It turned out it was a director or an author or something, or some guy from Hollywood.
You got a comment on that, Jake?
I'm trying to think of which one.
The original.
The original
like
one.
The Patterson Gimlin one?
Yeah, the Patterson film.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, any of the top researchers supposedly say that's still not proven due to some of the movements. There's been a lot of people that have said, yeah, it's proven, but even like Net Geo and History Channel and the scientists that they work with, they've all, at least as of recently, said that they can't come out and say it's either real or fake. They don't. I think they don't want to be wrong.
Patterson come out and say that he did it though?
Patterson never
actually. He's just a fucking liar.
He never actually came out and said that it was faked. He stood by a story that they filmed something, and then Bob Gimlin, who's still alive, still comes out, and he has said that it could have been faked, but that he was never in on it if it was a faked film. He thought it was real. He still thinks it's real.
Oh, and people like Ameer took that and ran with it. Said it's fake.
It is.
So there's a lot of people out there that say it is. There's other people that say it's not. Truthfully, I don't know. I could lean both ways.
Well, I think it's fake.
Fair enough. That's fine.
If I'm not mistaken, though, I just looked this up, and
what?
It's saying about 65% is what was not discovered on Earth.
Okay.
You're talking about like the forests.
Just on Earth in general, like land and sea. So 65% of the entire Earth has not been discovered.
Gee, that's a lot of ground, bro. That's a lot of water and
man,
land.
And we've been here for a while. What have we been doing?
And just 5% of the 33.5 million square mile wilderness is protected. So it's
hold on, give me that number again.
5% of that of 65%. So 5% of 65 is a 33.5 million square mile wilderness that is protected. So
why is it protected, Jake?
That's worldwide.
Yeah.
Because what I'm reading here is North America. They only have 2.7% listed as designated wilderness, although they have 97% of the lower 48 is technically open to all kinds of wilderness, but federally it's not protected. So basically 97% of the lower 48 is undeveloped, untouched land.
Jesus.
That's not protected?
Yeah, like there's no federal mandates that you can't build on it. It's just there's no buildings there. It is forest or swampland or, desert.
Makes sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
so
just
97%.
Oh, Jesus.
So that's when I think in the back of my head, because, truthfully, I've told Jeremy and Jesse both, do I think a Bigfoot creature is still alive today? Personally, I don't, but I can see why the opinion would be there. I mean, it makes sense if
You're supposed to be the
it
tiebreaker.
makes sense if there is one.
You were the chosen one.
Yeah, Jake, you were the one that were gonna bring us to the Bigfoot.
There's still a chance. That's a possibility. I just don't see it happening.
Show us the Bigfoot.
Yeah. Now, if you ask me if there are fucking 30-foot trolls walking around, oh hell no, bro. That's just.
Oh, I did see something that I think Jake sent to our group chat about the giant foot. Or no, I think I saw this on YouTube or something. I don't know what I was watching.
Completely different media platforms. So go
What
ahead.
giant foot? What are you talking about?
Oh,
You saw
let's see if I can find it.
Bigfoot. Did you mean to say
Like,
Bigfoot or
no,
giant
like
Chupacabra?
giant, like legit. This footprint was
Chupacabra.
this footprint was legit like 6 feet, like in length.
Shit.
Wait a minute, Jake. I think you sent us.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
think you sent us
saying.
that.
The myth about the giants that used to live way back.
Yeah.
in the
Hey, you never know,
Dude,
man.
Giants, bro? What the fuck? I'm out of here, bro.
The Nephilim.
I couldn't
they
remember if
found,
you sent that or I saw that somewhere. I couldn't remember.
Well, you could have seen it, but I did send it to the group chat last week
Yeah.
because it caught my eye. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if there was really giant pharaohs walking around like you see in, Disney movies, but hey, could have been. What the fuck do I know?
Do you guys think that maybe in all reality it's just it's probably it's been the ghost, the past lives and the future lives of Harambe just walking around?
Oh man.
Rest in peace.
I mean, it's no secret. The world went to shit as soon as Harambe died.
For real though, like what a coinkydink.
I'm telling you.
Coinky dink.
A coinky.
So, Amir, I have to ask you, still on the Bigfoot thing. If you believe in it, do you think it is human or do you think it's ape?
Jeez.
Do you think he's Lebanese?
He might, man. I look at some of my cousins and I think, holy shit.
They're like, Habibi, Bigfoot?
Sammer, what are you doing? So, man, that's a good question. You know what, man? I would lean more into thinking that it was more of a Neanderthal type creature, so more human than it is ape.
Right. It's fair enough.
I don't know. It just something feels right. As funny as it sounds, something feels right about assuming that maybe it's more human than it is. Not saying that it's a fully developed human, but well, not like Jesse, but like you guys.
Why
Damn.
Jesse, you're above us. It's okay.
I'm above the Bigfootians.
You're way more intellectual than we are.
So, but I do believe that it was some type of Neanderthal type. Maybe, who knows? I don't know. Some feels weird about kind of categorizing it as some type of primate.
We have to think if it is a real thing today, it has to be somewhat intelligent as far as compared to a human. It's way more intelligent than any ape, truthfully, if it's real.
And that's why, that's why I would make my assumption that if, by the slightest possibility that Bigfoot really does exist, the fact that it's existed and lived as long as its folklore itself has lived, there's definitely some type of prefrontal cortex type, survival, piece of its brain that's more human, again, like I said, than it is primate or even animal in general. I think it definitely is more of a humanoid kind of, Homo sapien type of creature than it is, an actual animal.
Okay. I have another question, but Jeremy or Jesse, do you have anything else for Amir on Bigfoot before I just totally lose both of you with my next question?
No.
Nothing.
All right, let's hear it.
Amir, do you believe in the dog man?
Oh my God, Michigan.
And Jeremy's gone.
He left.
He fucking left.
Beautiful. Yes, I do not. It's just some crazy old hoot.
Jeremy has timed out.
He's I think he's a werewolf more than anything, man. I don't think it's a dog man. I think it's just an actual werewolf.
But do you think it's
Hold
a
up,
real
you
thing?
actually think that the reported dog man is actually a werewolf?
And vampires were last seen in Pennsylvania, bro, because it's a Sylvania. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I thought you were like serious for 2 seconds, and I'm
Come
like,
on, all
okay.
Yeah,
Nah.
I walk
Listen,
away. I walk
I've
away
heard
for.
that too. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
I walk away for 2 seconds. I come back, put my headphones on. I'm like, yeah, werewolves. I'm like, what?
There's
Talking about
vampires
dogs.
in Pennsylvania.
Listen. I have not really looked into. I have a 20-minute commute to work every day, and so I pull up some shit on YouTube that I see that's interesting. I press it, and I listen on my way, right? And what's funny is that the dog man did come up in a couple of videos that I would watch of like strange humanoid type creatures, you know. And I was like, I didn't really look too much into it, but I don't know. I don't think I could believe a dog man, like half man, half dog or whatever. I don't know. That's taking it. See, with science, with Bigfoot, you can true or false. Can you or can you not try to look into it in a more scientific way rather than actually looking in for me? Thanks. Actually look into a half dog, half man, or half wolf, half man, whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's no scientific data that can back something like that up.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I guess maybe because of entertainment, it's been pushed in so many heads for so long.
Absolutely.
But I would have to say, I guess Bigfoot would be the only thing that would be a real possibility in my mind, other than like a sea monster. But like living on land, I think Bigfoot's the only cryptid that could potentially be real or was real.
Yeah, and like I said, is it because you can make speculations, have hypotheses, and all this other stuff with a scientific backing to it, right? With the dogman, I'm sorry. Like, listen, the kid in me would be like, oh hell yeah, we have a dogman. Are you kidding me? You know, that's the protector of Michigan, bro. Like, no, but no. I mean, if we're looking at things realistically, we're looking at things as adults, as with common sense. I don't see it.
My question to Jake. You just said that it would be the. Hold on, I don't want to misquote you. Did you say that Bigfoot is the only other one, excluding sea monsters, that would make sense?
In my mind, yeah.
So are you going to say that the extremely rough hypothesis from Forrest Galante on the help me out here.
Are we going through the thylacine talk?
Yeah, when he said that, not that he really said it, but he didn't say no about how the thylacine could potentially be chupacabra. Because I find that to be a little believable.
See, now when I think of cryptids, chupacabra's on there, Bigfoot's on there, stupid fucking dogman's on there that I don't believe in, but I wanted to ask Ameer anyway. Cryptid wise, I think Bigfoot's the only true cryptid that could be alive. When I think of chupacabra, every single time I think it's a misidentification, and it could be like a thylacine, but a thylacine was a real animal at one point, so it's not technically in the realm of cryptozoology because it was a factual animal.
I guess it wouldn't be.
But I still think chupacabra sightings are either a coyote with mange, a wolf with mange, a feral dog with mange. I don't think it's just an animal that is something like a goat in the folktale of, like, I know they suck the bloods from goats, but some chupacabras have been like goats with wings, where other ones have been dogs that are hairless and all manged up and things. I think they're all just misidentifications.
Fair.
I like that. No, I would be more inclined to agree with that then. Because, I mean, have you ever seen a dog with mange? Like, just watching those sad videos of those kind people rescuing these dogs from the streets and stuff like that. I mean, they look pretty fucking ugly. You know what I mean? So, like...
Yeah, Jeremy had mange before. He never recovered.
Fuck you.
That's where the buzz cut comes.
This is where video would be fucking great, because just that absolute stare of death that he just gave me.
Beautiful.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, I've seen even a deer with mange, and it was like looked like something out of a fucking horror movie, and it was just a deer.
You guys remember when our biggest problem was someone ate someone's face off because they had bath salts?
Yeah, remember those fucking, what was it with that fake marijuana shit too? Like, because
Yeah.
it contained that fucking bath salt. Listen, man, everything's gone to hell in a handbasket, and the only.
Well, hold on.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Don't want to say that. There's a lot of cool shit going on.
Right.
Did you see they did I think it was a Chinese research group, were able to successfully, not completely stop, but stave off cell progression and aging in mice.
Yeah, I did see that. I did see an article on that. Listen.
Like, that's pretty fucking cool.
No, that's dope, man. It's definitely dope. But and I was saying this earlier, and I didn't get a chance to really finish. I'm not the most religious person in the world. I'm not gonna pretend to be, but I am pretty spiritual. Okay, so I believe in God. I believe in you know His presence and stuff. And my thing is that I feel like man is trying to play God a little too much at that point. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but what if? What if that's the future?
Like with humans?
Yeah. What if we get to that point?
You're gonna have to stop reproduction, then, aren't you?
You're right.
Because you're gonna outgrow our resources.
Yeah.
No, we can. Oh, I thought you were like leaning towards the like. Oh, never. I'm not even gonna say that on the podcast.
No, go ahead. Come on.
No, I can't. Certain ears may pick it up, and it's not gonna be good. But what's wrong with that though?
Like outgrowing our resources?
No. Not to completely cut you off what you were saying. I'm going back to what Ameer had said.
Oh yeah.
How we're playing, quote unquote, or we're trying to play.
Man is trying to play God, and I don't know, man. I believe that, again, as silly as this may sound to some people, and maybe more sense for others, there needs to always be a balance, and I feel like something like that with some type of scientific, medical breakthrough of that nature that would bring such a change to the world, if it were to actually work on humans, would throw everything off balance. I don't know, man. It don't sit right with me. I feel like, okay, you're born, you live, you die. I think that's, and obviously other intricate shit goes on between those, but my thing is that I feel like that's the natural order of things. That's how things should continue. At least, I don't know. I just feel like if again, not the most religious person, but still very spiritual in the fact that I respect the Lord and His laws and everything. My thing is I believe that if God wills it, it should happen. Simple, And I will never knock anybody. It's definitely interesting. I mean, to think that you could stop like the mitosis of cell reproduction of aging, you know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Could you ever imagine?
That would mean that you wouldn't. No, not stop. They didn't stop anything. They just slowed it down by like 12% or something like that. So that would mean that like your mom can live for an extra like 4 years. I don't see a problem with that.
No, absolutely not. No, I mean, if isn't that what medicine does anyway? Like, but you get what I'm saying? Like, if you keep a healthy life, for an example, and I'm gonna use you as an example. You're a pretty fit individual, right?
As I sip on my piss beer.
May or may not be on something. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, may or may not be on small doses of steroids
and horse tranquilizers. No, in all seriousness though, you live a fit life. Okay, yes, you're enjoying a beer, big deal. It's not going to kill you. But I see the meals that you make on.
It might kill me.
It might. Who knows? I don't know how many you've had. No,
so
but
I didn't. Roughly since the age of 18, probably about 9 million beers. But sorry, go ahead.
Then you got another 9 million in you. So No, but I've seen the steps you take to stay healthy. What's to say that these steps that you're taking right now with health and wellness are not doing the same exact thing for you that this process that Chinese scientists have already produced for lab rats? You get what I'm saying?
Well, I do get what you're saying, but there's a lot of people that do not have the fortunate wherewithal to, if we can even go to like a more like economic approach. There's people that can't afford the best foods. There's people that can't afford, there's literal people that can't afford like a multivitamin. But there's also people that were born without legs. So, like they can't go to the gym and do the same things that I can do. Like, so I think if we were to come up with something that could stave off cell aging, that would be a great thing.
Okay.
Because there's plenty of people that are not in the position to keep themselves healthy. I mean, if you look at a kid that's born with a compromised immunity, which is something that is not rare. I mean, there's plenty of children that are born, whether they're in this country or another country. If we could come up with a thing that could improve their quality of life, I think it has absolutely nothing
in those terms
to do with any type of spirituality or I feel like that mindset has no room to exist.
No, and so in that form, I'm inclined 100% to agree with you. Then, if it's meant for that, but for those reasons that you've listed, but
do you just want me to die, Amir? Is that what you want? You just want me to be unhealthy?
Never. I love you too much. Even though you
Jeremy's shaking his head. Yes.
No, man. I listen. It for specific reasons. Like everybody's got their own agenda. Everybody's got their own bias. Who knows? Yes. Again, for reasons like that, for those who are born with those compromised immune systems, for those who are unable to care for themselves and both financially and physically. Okay, yes, that's something that you definitely want to look into. Like I'm all about, remember when stem cell research was huge at one point in time? Now it's just regular. Like everybody's like, oh yeah, I've had, how many people I've heard.
Back in the day, it used to be taboo.
Yeah,
like,
it was like,
if you were getting stem cells, you literally were doing like heroin. Like it was almost, it was like, oh my god.
Right. No, absolutely. But now it's whatever, and I've heard several people. I know several people that have done, or who have family members who have partaken in getting stem cell, injections and surgeries and such to help certain defects that they've had or certain situations that they've been put in. And listen, if it's for that reason, if it's for something that's imperative, then yeah, absolutely, we should go for something of that nature. We should do something of that nature. We should continue to study into something of that nature. But if it comes down to there's a guy who just wants to continue to live all because I'm not ready to die and I want to keep my fortune and I want to do this. I don't know. I feel like now you're just messing with the sands of time for no reason. I don't know. But it's just a moral thing.
See, this is a definite two-sided conversation because you and I overall have two different worldviews.
Absolutely.
Not about everything. We agree on a lot of things.
Yeah.
But we do have an opposing worldview with, in a sense, you're saying that we shouldn't be meddling with the sands of time, so to speak, as you put it. And I say, as a human being, shouldn't it be, we should be the only, why is there a light moving in your room, Jeremy?
It's a ghost.
No,
you're freaking me out here, guy.
Guy.
Shut up. Leave me alone.
I like how he didn't even answer. He's just like, yeah, the light moves all the time.
No, I kicked it on accident, I said.
Okay. But no, I'm saying, like, my argument based on my worldview is, like, we should be the ones that should be able to fuck with the sands of time. We're the ones living in it.
Fair. No, I mean, and listen, just like you, I'm a very open-minded individual. I've never, for as long as you've known me, have I ever been closed-minded on anything, right? Like,
there was that one time. No,
listen.
no, look, it was just one time. Okay. No, you are, and that's why you and I are able to get together and have this conversation.
Right. Absolutely.
Which everyone should be able to do, but some people are closed-minded and they're not even willing to talk.
Right. With me personally,
like
I've
Jake.
mapped my life out. I want to get married, have my career, have my kids, and then just die a painless death. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want nothing extra, man. I'm very simplistic. My religion as a Muslim, you know, we believe that yes, there has been something written for us, but also we are the masters of our own path of life, you know, and that's how it should be. Absolutely. Now, if me personally, if I might not, like I said, and like we've both said several times already, if one person is opposite of, you know, has a thought process opposite of mine, who am I to tell them otherwise? You know what I'm saying? I'm not living their life. They can live their own life. I'm gonna live mine. Me personally, I probably wouldn't partake in something of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Unless it was 100% medically necessary. Something that could possibly save my life if it's taken me away from my life in an opportune time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but
No, that makes sense.
If I woke up tomorrow and let's say my immune system has officially been compromised and I'm no longer able to, and that's just an example. The only thing I can really think of right now is just that, and the only thing that could save me is something of that nature. Then yes, I will take it. You get what I'm saying? So I mean that's just So
do you think it's a coincidence that China's running this research project on a mouse when in the Green Mile they used a mouse and that mouse lived forever too?
All I'm saying is when you have the majority of the world's populace within your borders, you're more likely to discover and research more shit than the other parts of the world. We ain't seeing these research shit coming out of Kazakhstan. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Very nice. I like.
Why is it all come from like mainstream American movies? This is like some Jurassic Park type shit.
Speaking of that, they've been talking about bringing back a mammoth for like 15 years.
Bro, you see that shit? I don't know
Still
how
waiting.
you feel about that.
Yeah, that's because like
that'd be cool to see though.
You know, people like Ameer are like sands of time, and then you got, you know, people like me are like, no, fuck, let's grow a fucking mammoth and release it on the Vegas Strip, and let's see what happens.
Oh my god, the Vegas
Well, what
Strip.
good's a mammoth?
Huh?
They'd be cool
Like,
as hell to see in person.
What does a mammoth provide?
Coolness.
A mammoth.
What's the benefit?
Having a mammoth.
What's the benefit?
I don't know. Maybe it has like mammoth breast milk. I don't fucking know. I mean,
it's probably higher.
I don't know. Like, it's a mammoth. What you wouldn't want to see dude? If I called you up and I'm like, bro, I got a mammoth, and you should come over and look at it, you'd be like, what the fuck is it gonna do?
No, you're gonna get in your car. You're like, holy
Fucking
shit,
mammoth.
bro. Send me the address, bro.
Does it do tricks?
Maybe.
Yes. It
Is it
survived an ice age and was brought back to life. That's a
Like
fucking trick and a half.
seals?
It was dead 1 second. Next second, it's alive. Oh man, listen, I would love to see that. That's one thing I like. Listen, I'd pay to see that. That'd be cool as fuck.
It's basically an elephant wearing a fucking fur coat.
I'm lost at this point now.
Big ass tusks. Dude.
What? What are you lost on? What are you lost on, Jake?
Look, you know just as much as everybody else, I believe everybody has the right to their own opinion. However, Ameer does not want the human race to continue on, but he'd rather see a mammoth.
Yes.
I'm lost.
Jesus Christ. Okay, well, maybe we can
haven't done
chalk
anything
that
wrong.
up as maybe he's just passionate.
Oh, he's passionate, which is a great thing. I've learned that fast.
Passionate
Animals are
about
better, man. Animals are
the
better than
mammoth.
humans.
And I
Yeah.
think Jeremy is falling asleep.
I was going to ask if he's okay.
No, I'm
Jeremy,
good.
are you okay?
Nah, my nephew was crying, so that's why I've been muted.
Yeah, that's what my uncle used to say about me.
That's fucking funny. Oh man.
He just sat in
Love
his
you,
chair
buddy.
while his nephew cried.
Hey, you want to see a
Yeah.
You
picture?
just see tears rolling down Jeremy's face.
Listen, I'm still making that picture into a T-shirt, by the way.
What? Oh, that picture of me?
Dude, how would you have reacted if I had showed up wearing that shirt?
Show Jake that picture, and then Jake, I just want you to imagine Bigfoot. There you go. It was Bigfoot.
Very Bigfoot.
I'm telling you, man, it would have been funny as hell. I showed up to work one day.
You just got
Wearing
that
that-
picture slapped on a sweatshirt.
Straight-
Oh,
I'm gonna make you that shirt, Jesse.
straight out of consciousness. I swear to God, if you make me a T-shirt with that on it, I'm going to wear it.
Postseason Tigers baseball with Beeler's fat face.
I'm gonna walk around in Hines Park and hope that like his Newburgh Lake neighbors / cousins recognize his face, and they're like, "Y'all know Beeler?
No. Oh.
How is old boy?"
All right, let me make a
Y'all-
mark
y'all
at
know.
106.
I don't know why they have a southern accent, but
You guys watching the fight tomorrow?
no,
Come on. Oh, I know, because you're gonna be at work all day.
correct.
You guys watch UFC?
Eh.
No.
Yeah, that's a no from everyone in the room.
Sorry.
We
Amazing.
watch
Awesome.
Monster Quest.
Oh God, bro.
You.
I don't watch Monster Quest.
I don't believe you. No, you watch My Little Pony.
I've watched My Little Pony. I actually prefer to watch Teen Titans with my daughter because that show's actually
on.
funny.
Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go?
Teen Titans Go.
No,
That show
bro.
sucks.
No, you got that booty scooty. Come on, man. Teen Titans Go. It's way better than Teen Titans.
You're crazy.
I am crazy.
You're crazy.
Just see our last episode. on the record, I was crazy. But that's okay.
Oh man. I mean, but we all knew that.
Yeah, you just have to know me for like 3 weeks.
Man,
You
guys gonna be taking the vaccine?
If it's available, I'll take it. I don't have a problem with vaccines. I've
Sign
drank
up
like
for
a
it.
lot of bad beer in my day, so it's like if I can drink that, I can take another vaccine.
I don't have
Fair
medical
enough.
insurance, so
I'll sneak you a vaccine.
I'll sneak you a vaccine. Actually, I learned a lot about insurance that I never knew working at my working at the clinic, man. Because we have to check everybody's insurance before we get to see them, so we can properly bill them. There are a lot of people who are unaware that they have Medicaid or even Medicare, so I would check into that.
yeah,
Jeremy.
I'm gonna have to.
I would, honestly, because it's really simple, actually. I think you just got to go onto the state of Michigan's website and
Yeah.
just check for it. You might have it available, bro. Because the especially after and not to get too political here, but after like Obama's terms, in office. Oh, I know, right, Tabby?
Ooh, Obamagate. Oh.
Oh God, I need the podcast. I go bye.
Jeremy's done. He's leaving.
No, but after his healthcare stipulation that he left, definitely helped a lot of people with who are uninsured to get insurance, and I've seen a very large influx of people younger than me that have Medicaid, and I'm sitting here just uninsured. I haven't, but yeah,
I'll
definitely
take
check
care
it
of
out,
both
man.
of you.
Well, I have insurance now. I'm just
Yeah, I'll claim you both as dependents, and I'll get you under my insurance.
Yeet.
Dad?
Yeah. These are my 2 giant sons.
So are you getting the vaccine, or have you already?
So I haven't. So I'm actually waiting on. I just applied for nursing school. One of
Uh-oh.
what happened there?
Skype glitch.
Government's listening.
Right. Bum, bum, bum. No.
It was the Obamagate comment.
Right. One of the stipulations of being in a healthcare system is you have to have the vaccine. Plenty of our medical providers at our job have already gotten them. They said it's really not that bad. You don't really feel that all that, bad. All that at first, yeah. I'm a very big skeptic until I until I see the facts in front of me. You get what I'm saying? Or I see it in front of me. And all that stuff we were seeing on the news of people passing out or feeling sick. I mean, come on. Are we sure that it was? You're right. No, man. Are we certain for sure, 100% that that's because of the vaccine? No. Maybe that person had something going on, you know, or maybe their immune system just reacts to it differently. Because all of my providers, every single one of them have taken this vaccine, and every single one of them have said the same thing. Like, yeah, I mean, you feel a little nauseous and a little sore, but they're fucking sticking a needle in your arm. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna be.
A few weeks ago, I had a coworker freaking out because he doesn't want to get the vaccine, and I was like, well, why? He's like, I read an article that there's like actual human cells inside of the vaccine, and I don't want that shit in my body, blah blah blah. And I'm like, all right. I said, do you get a flu shot? And he was like, every year. I was like, did you know there's formaldehyde in those? And his eyes got like huge, and he was like, what the fuck?
Now I'm curious as to which
oh man, fuck all
that
that shit. And I'm like, come on, man. They're not gonna fucking inject you with poison. Like, get the fuck out of here. Go put on your fucking tinfoil hat, stick your head in the fucking microwave, and hit 3 minutes, all right?
Does this person's last name start with an S?
Oh my god, you knew immediately about
the way you were talking, I already knew it was.
Oh man. And if you're listening, please don't stick your head in the microwave and hit 3. Hit 5.
He said this motherfucker.
Don't do that either.
and I'm saying to him, I love you.
Shit, I had a question a few minutes ago and I forgot. Huh.
That's usually what happens on this podcast.
Yeah, because I can't even look at the counter and tell what we're really actually at because we went almost a half hour with nothing.
1:15:30.
Oh, excuse me. Fucking Mr. Clock over here. Fucking guy with all of his clocks.
Clocks, boom, bots.
Problem over here.
Clocks, boom, bots over here.
What just happened? Everyone just
look at
disappeared.
that.
What is happening?
What
Oh,
is
you're
going on?
screen sharing. Okay, I was very concerned as to what I was looking at. I'm like, I'm not running Audacity.
Did you just say you had 30 minutes of useless stuff?
Yep, you're just gonna edit all this shit out because no one can see what you're doing.
Yep.
Yeah, Jeremy, this is a bad idea on the editing guy. This is a bad move.
Bad moves all around. Did you guys check out that newest podcast? And I already forgot the fucker's name. He's the scientist. He's like the leading scientist who's discussing the realistic concerns of that rock that passed by us not too long ago, and he's saying it's an alien craft. Did you guys see that?
Nope.
No.
I don't believe I did.
Definitely would have helped me out a lot if someone would have known what I was talking about, seeing as how I gave no context whatsoever.
What podcast was he on?
Huh?
Whose podcast was he on?
He was just on Joe Rogan. His name's Avi something.
Oh, here I have Joe Rogan's shit on my Spotify.
Hold on.
Avi, yes.
Oh,
We got a fucking comedian over here.
we got a comedian over here.
Fucking comedian over here. Fucking.
Avi Loeb.
That's pretty good.
What did you just say?
Avi Loeb.
I still don't know what you. All I hear is bail to whip.
What?
How long ago was this?
I just looked
It
it
was
up.
like-
You just said his name perfect, and you're like, what'd you just say?
Oh,
What,
okay,
Edie Shine?
yes, that is correct. I'm sorry. Well, it didn't help because I couldn't actually remember his name.
Wow.
So he was saying the name, and I'm like, what?
Job sound
Yeah, it's him. He's like the chief science officer for some type of bullshit, and he's like trying to get everyone on board that like, hey, this is an actual alien craft.
Bro, aliens are real.
Well, obviously,
Come at me. Aliens are real.
I'm not coming. At you.
Yeah, Avi Loeb. Yeah.
Yeah, that
You believe
was
that the asteroid is carrying aliens.
No, it's not carrying aliens. It's a ship.
So it wasn't an asteroid. He thinks
It
it's
wasn't
a
an asteroid. It's a ship.
Yeah, that was back in
Huh.
2017. He wrote a book about it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the asteroid was in 2017.
Yeah.
Who was it that Rogan spoke to regarding actual aircraft like UFOs? He used to work for Area 51. He used to
Bob
work
Lazar.
Bob
He worked
Lazar.
for S7, not Area
S7.
51.
I'm sorry. I apologize. Thank you.
Oh, that's 4.
Yeah, fuck.
Oh, it was S4? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. S7 is actually like a fat burning ingredient, so I apologize.
Kiss my fat ass now.
Yeah, me too, bitch.
It was S4. Thank you, Jake, for saving me.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was Bob Lazar.
Yeah, he had a whole tell-all saying, this thing dropped over 100 feet within a split second. I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, listen, if anybody could do it, it's the aliens. I'm just saying.
Nice touch, Jeremy.
Aliens.
Oh, and Jake's gone.
Baby, come
He
back.
muted us. He muted us, so he's gonna go yell at his wife. Maybe he's yelling at his dog.
Being loud?
What did I tell you about being awake?
Jeez.
Oh Lord.
No, man. Honestly, would you be afraid if the aliens showed up?
They're already here, man.
They're
Holy
among
shit.
us.
How many blunts did you smoke, bro?
None. Yeah, man. You got Mark Zuckerberg. He's a lizard, right?
Lizard
What
people.
about Elon
Yeah, he's the
Musk?
lizard king. It's what I heard on Alex Jones' podcast one time.
What about-
Fucking Alex Jones.
What about
Calling
Elon?
the
never-
fucking frogs gay.
I've never loved fucking podcasts more than when Alex Jones is on them.
Yeah, that guy is like the opposite of a national treasure.
What about
Like he's super important. He's just not valued whatsoever because he's full of
It's
shit
not-
half of the time.
Yeah, but didn't he expose the Bohemian Grove?
Yeah, he exposed Bohemian Grove. He exposed Bohemian Grove. And then there was Bohemian Grove.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, which was big.
and
But not
Bohemian
bigger than
Grove?
Bohemian Grove, though.
Yeah, it was not nearly as big as Bohemian Grove. All caps.
I know. I said this like 6 times and it's been skipped over because y'all were talking about something else. But what about Elon Musk?
Bro.
Bottom.
He's an alien, dude. He's just trying to get back to Mars.
Fucking alien.
No, he's just really smart.
hypersensitive.
He's just really smart.
He's just trying to get back to Mars, man.
You think so? He's a Martian?
What if he's actually Dr. Manhattan?
Bruh.
What if he's got a giant fat blue dick?
But I really wish Jake would have put his headphones in there and just heard giant blue dick.
Yeah, so Jake, we're posing the question. Do you think Elon Musk is Dr. Manhattan and he has a fat, giant blue dick? Jake
Hold
says
on.
yes.
Hold on, I'll answer in a
He's
second.
Googling something. Does Elon Musk have a blue dick?
I'm gonna say no.
Damn it.
He's a
Alright,
real
it was
life
worth
Tony
a
Stark, though, man. That
So
guy's
I-
a real life Tony Stark.
For real.
Isn't he like the richest man in the world?
Yeah,
No.
now he is. Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't he name his kid like Beep Bop Boop or something stupid
Yeah,
like
it
that?
was like an alphanumeric fucking scientific sign for like Kyle or some shit. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Named his kid
Oh, he
Hyphen or
did,
something
yeah.
like that.
I'm telling you.
It's like
I thought it was
Axis
Jeff
12
Be-
or something. Like
X is 12.
I thought it was still.
Yes.
why you
Don't
raising
raise your hand in here. How dare you? No, I want to do
All right, Jeremy. Oh, Jesus Christ.
it. Oh no. this-
Wait a minute. Were you doing this? Like you're gonna beat
No. It was a
everybody's
clap.
ass?
It was a clap.
Oh, you were clapping. Okay, I
Slow
thought you
clap.
were like, I'm gonna beat your ass.
See, this is how our podcasts end up at the end of it. We're literally just bullshitting
Oh,
about
we got a
stuff.
heart from Amir. That's a first. Okay, now it's a second. It's not cool anymore. Jesus Christ. Okay. Here, I'll give you one. Yeah.
Skiddly doo. Hey, that looks like something completely different.
Yeah, oh
That
my
motion-
God, you took
that
the words right
motion-
out of my mouth.
That motion did not look the way it should have looked.
Well, that wraps it up for table talk.
What? No, we can end it on an intellectual note if you want.
Let's do it.
I'm. If you guys want to keep going, I don't care. We're at 123 right now,
fine.
so.
Do we want a thought-provoking hypothesis?
Let's do it.
Well, all I know is I've been here for roughly, close to an hour, and we've probably only talked for about 50 minutes. So, like about actual things we could use.
Did you have any questions on whether of like any COVID related stuff? Because I know they got to hear what I thought, but you didn't really get to hear it.
Yeah, we had a really good discussion on that.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, is COVID real? No, I don't think I have really any questions. I know I'm waiting to hear from the hospital when I can go get my vaccine.
I think they said they're making it available by February.
Well, I already have an appointment. I'm just waiting on my day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my employer got me in.
Noise.
Can you split the dosage in half, and I can get half, and you get half?
I don't think it works that way.
Fair enough.
Although I'm not a doctor, so I can't answer that.
Fair enough.
Nah, man. I think the weirdest thing is that like I've seen people of pretty much all ages lately that have contracted COVID and have mild to no symptoms, which is, I don't know, man. I feel like if you just take care, you know what's funny, man? When I would talk to the docs at work, I just literally would tell them like so what do you tell these people that come back positive, right? And I think it's some like intricate shit, like, oh, we send them a Z-Pack and then they gotta take like corticosteroid and stuff like that, right? Bro, make sure you drink a lot of water, have a lot of rest, and if you have any aches and pains, 500 milligram Tylenol is your friend. What?
Yeah, I didn't get shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and some people don't even
They
get
didn't
it.
even give you a Z-Pack when you got it?
No, I was told the same thing. I was told to stay hydrated. They told me to rest, but also to stay active and take Tylenol. Not ibuprofen.
Take naps on a treadmill?
Not ibuprofen. Yeah, ibuprofen is not. I think that's opposite of what Tylenol would do.
Yeah, I forget the drug that they said's in ibuprofen. They wanted us to stay away from.
Acetaminophen.
Acetaminophen.
Well, no, that's in Tylenol, isn't it?
No, is not in all Tylenol, is it?
I don't know. I have acetaminophen. Well,
I think
You
that's
gotta
what
get
they're
a fucking
saying, so-
pharmacist on the podcast.
Jesus Christ! Let me make a call. Hold on.
Jeremy, we need you to patch us through a pharmacist, please.
So yeah, so when I had it, I had like a really bad cold, basically. That's about it.
Yeah, and typically that's what you're looking at. And then I tell people, man, like, listen, lots of water. I tell people, actually, if anything, Pedialyte, man. The electrolytes are fucking
Yeah, I wish I
help,
would have thought of that.
Pedialyte helps a lot. It's funny, man. It just, as long as it's been, I think they said over 48 after your quarantine, like as your quarantine is over, the way that you know that you're good is you wait. If you've been, if you haven't been hospitalized, there are no onset of any symptoms for over 48 hours, and you're good. And I'm like, okay. I mean, and that's per the CDC. It's not even per like.
So,
Not just for like MDs.
real quick, Kilburn, who was on this podcast, he had COVID for like over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And like his symptoms went away, and he was planning on going back to work. So he went to the clinic and got a test, thinking he was perfectly fine, and it came back positive.
I
And then
love
he
that
had
you
to
just
go
mentioned
through it again.
I love that
He
you mentioned
just
that.
went back to work 2 days ago.
Here's the misconception: is everybody thinks is once you've finished with your quarantine and everything, you're good to go. Your immune system goes through a process called shedding, right? It's like when a snake sheds its old skin. It's the same thing with your immune system. It's your immune system shedding all that dead bacteria and cells from any type of virus, specifically in this case COVID, right? And so when your immune system is shedding, your viral load is still really high. Okay? And so you can still be detected. But just because you got detected after you've completed your quarantine and you put in all those factors I listed before, right? You have no symptoms, and it's been over 48 hours since you've had any symptoms without taking any medication, right? And you have not been hospitalized. You're good. You're not contagious anymore. You're just told continue with the same precautions, right? Wear a mask, because the CDC actually states that you're not supposed to be tested for at least, and this was mind-boggling when I saw this, 90 days. So 3 months. You're not supposed to test for at least 3 months after testing positive, because you can still test positive for up to 3 months after. So just because he tested positive a second time around doesn't mean he has it. It just means
But he did, though, because he went through it again.
Oh, he went through this. He went through the symptoms.
Yeah, like he actually got sick and got fucked up again.
How's his immune system? Not everybody's immune system.
Well, obviously it's garbage because
yeah, clearly, twice. Yeah. I mean, so no, and
I hate to say, and he's gonna listen to this too, but I like it's. Yeah, it was terrible.
Right.
He was definitely one of the at risk like people.
Right, and so that's actually the first time I've actually ever heard of that, because like again, I at least from my end, I've not heard. Who knows? My manager, other medical assistants, and other doctors and PAs and such, they probably heard of that. That's my first time here. I didn't know that you can actually get those symptoms right back up again. But I do know that it is
Thank
not
you so much, Kilburn.
It is not uncommon for somebody to test positive for a second time around for up to 3 months. And I think, and it's really difficult explaining that to patients because that have come back positive, because they get all paranoid, and a lot of these employers are not aware. And I think that's what annoys me the most about the situation is that these employers are so quick to jump the gun, and understandably, I get it 100%. You don't want to shut down, you don't want to lose money, you definitely don't want to put people at risk. But at the same time, you would think in the midst of a pandemic, you want to educate yourself as much as possible regarding something that could affect your everyday life, right? So instead of, if employee X gets COVID, goes through his quarantine, does everything, all symptoms are gone, why are you going to continue to why are you going to continue to be, I'm not even going to say ignorant at this point, it's more arrogance, because you have the opportunity to learn this. The CDC has their own website, they have all this information on there, right? And my thing is that maybe take some time out of your day, look some things up. If they had read it, it's on the front page of their site, you know what I mean, regarding COVID. And if they had read the fact that you're not supposed to test for at minimum 3 months after testing positive, they would know that, okay, why am I going to waste my time, my employees' money and or insurance, or even my own money if I'm paying for this test for him to pop positive again, he or she to pop positive again, but in reality they're really not positive anymore. You get what I'm saying? And it's
but
just,
is there still the potential risk that they could be positive?
Here's the thing, and I'm gonna tell you something again. This is something that was quoted to me by one of our providers. There is a possibility to recontract the virus again, okay, but they have not seen a number of people, like a specific to take into consideration that this is something that you need to concern yourself with to the highest capacity. What they are more concerned with, what most medical personnel are more concerned with, are that after you've tested positive, you work harder in trying to prevent yourself from contracting it again, instead of worrying about getting it again. Makes sense? I don't know. I know this sounds kind of weird how I worded that, but I think what's most important is that you take those precautions to an even higher level and get a better mask, right? Wear gloves, or even sanitize your hands constantly when you're at work touching things and stuff like that. I don't know. Like I said, that's the first time I've heard you giving me you said Kilburn? You giving me his
there was a couple police officers from DPD that got it back to back. Now that's just going by their word, right, and what we heard through the department. It was, I don't know anything about their symptoms. What they could have had was maybe they had that false positive.
Right.
that you're talking about.
Right.
That I can't confirm because it just went down through the pipeline like, oh, so and so at second precinct got it again after they were cleared to come back from work, and now they're
Right.
on leave again for 2 weeks. But I don't know anything about
Right, and so that could be the case, is that
symptoms.
they may not have gotten the symptoms, they probably just pop positive again, which again, and you hit the nail right on the head by saying false positive. Now, technically, that's not really considered a false positive. It's considered a inconclusive positive, if I can say
So
it in
that
manner.
certain gene is still there. It's just not
The cell, listen, the antibodies are definitely in you at that point, right?
Gotcha.
After any type of sickness, you have antibodies, right? With COVID, it's the same thing. Now, I've seen some people come in a week, literally 1 week after their quarantine, right? So they did their 14 days. They came back another week later, got tested again, and what happened? They come back negative. Everybody's immune system is just like a fingerprint. It's unique to them and them only. You can't guarantee. So that's why I tell people before they waste their time coming in, or when they do come in, instead of us wasting our time when we can help somebody who really, really needs it, right? We let them know, like, listen, the CDC states, and so will our medical providers, they state that you came back positive, you did your quarantine, you don't need to test again. We'll give you a return back to work, and we'll have you checked out by the doc. The doc will sit in the room with you. They'll do a quick checkup on you, and they'll determine whether, yes, you are good to go, or no, I would still continue another quarantine. You get what I'm saying? I think it's a waste of resources to be tested a second time around within that 3 months. That's just my opinion. I'm not speaking on anybody's behalf but mine.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, because I know some employers will require a negative test to go back to work.
A lot, not even some, a lot of employers do. Majority of the people that have been testing as of late have been people who have been positive and need to return back to work again.
Yeah.
And I try to explain to them, well, my boss is not going to like that. Well, then call your boss. I'll talk to your boss and tell him
Exactly.
the same thing.
Like, I mean, like, I understand completely what you're saying. It's just like some employers were like, nope, you didn't test negative, you're screwed. You can't come back to work until you do. Which,
and then, yeah, it's a ball busting situation. And I try to tell people, like, well, okay, let's say I do give you this test today, right? How do you guarantee you're going to come back negative or positive?
Exactly.
And then guess what? What if you do come back positive, which there's a high chance that you're going to come back positive again because you still have a high viral load.
Yeah,
what's going to happen then? You're indefinitely going to be out of work anyway. So either way, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Right? So why waste your time?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I completely understand. Like, I've been fortunate enough not to get it and have to worry about it. But it's just like, if I did get it, I work for a small company. They would probably most likely require me to quarantine until I get a negative test.
Right. And again, who knows? Who's to say that if you come in, you come back negative or positive?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on how your DNA is written with your immune system in your immune system. And man, that is one conversation I hate having with people because that's one conversation that they love to argue with. It's always, well, you're not understanding. No, I'm definitely 100% understanding. It's you who are misunderstanding. Like, I'm trying to tell you that if you get tested again, you have a very high listen, I'll test you. You want me to test you? I'll fucking test you.
Right.
You're paying for it. Your insurance is paying for it. Who am I to tell you no? But I'm trying to help you out to better understand things, to maybe you can articulate this to your employer and advise your employer that you're good to go. Yeah. And you know what happens 9 times out of 10? They don't even get tested.
Yeah.
We end up just billing them for an office visit. The doctor looks at them, tells them you're good to go, and guess what? We write them a work note saying that, hey, patient XYZ has completed a 14-day quarantine per CDC's guidelines, has no onset of any symptoms, has been over 48 hours since any onset of symptoms, and we'll write like a fucking note, bro. Like, we'll write like half a page explaining, and then we send them home with the CDC paperwork and their work note, and then guess what? We never hear from that person again.
Right.
Because guess what? The boss looks at it like, okay, listen, if the doc is saying you're good, you're good.
Exactly.
But the number one thing I still tell people is, listen, yes, you had it. You have the antibodies. There's a strong possibility that, there's scientifically speaking, medically speaking, you're good to go. But on the slightest chance that you are still contagious, or on the slightest chance that you are that you can contract it again, please wear your mask. Sanitize your hands when you're touching things. If you're touching something you're not familiar with, or touching something after somebody else touched it, wash your hands right after. Put some hand sanitizer on something. Or better yet, fuck it. Wear gloves when you're at work.
Yeah.
And there's some places that are requiring that you wear both a mask and what do you call it? The
Face shield.
The shield.
Face shield.
Yeah, face shield and gloves. And okay, that's good. You're taking those proper precautions. And I will never knock anybody for that. I will never knock anybody for that. Because now at least you're taking the initiative and being like, hey, I'm done with this. Like I don't want to deal with it anymore. Because yes, this is giving me a paycheck at the end of the week every week, but it's still a tiring situation dealing with this pandemic, man. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm.
It's annoying because
annoying is a very good word for it.
That's all. It's pestering, is it not? Like I miss going to the gas station right down the street from my house and just walking in, saying what's up to the worker, buying what I gotta buy, and go home. Now instead, I have to put on a mask. I wear gloves when I go because I'm not touching anything anybody else touched. Right. You know what I mean? Like I sanitize the ever living out of everything before I get home. You know what I mean? Like it's a lot of extra steps that are, in my opinion, should have been unnecessary, but because we are in the time that we are right now, in the times that we are right now, it's become necessary.
Yeah. I
don't know, man. It's just and it just brings me back to that goofy shit I would see on Snapchat and on Instagram. People at these little sweatbox bars, and then without a mask on, partying up, sharing drinks and hookahs and stuff, and then guess what? They go to the gym, they're wearing fucking masks. Like they're afraid to contract something. Like, really, bro? Like, really? How dense are you?
Exactly.
I
mean,
dense.
On their shit.
Like someone doing something like that, like, why would you, like you said, why would you go to pretty much a party at a bar and then not wear a mask and then go to the gym? Like, that makes zero sense whatsoever.
It's counterproductive.
Exactly.
It's counterproductive. It's like, listen, man, I used to love going out, maybe go to a hookah bar with a couple of the guys, with some girls, and just hang out, maybe even to a bar or two, go to restaurants. I miss that.
Oh, God, Skype died again.
Oh, shit, what happened?
We got to use something else soon.
Yeah. I can honestly tell you, since this pandemic has started, I haven't done anything, man. I go to work and I come home.
Yeah.
The only thing I did was in June, me and two of my other buddies went all the way up to Porcupine Mountains in the UP, spent the week there, and came back home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
other than that,
that's all I do.
I'm in the wilderness.
I go to work, I come home.
And honestly, like, it's funny. It's so funny. Like, I used to be the social person. I used to love going out all the time. Now, I dread it. I'm like, no. Hey, you want to go grab? No. DoorDash is my hero. It's my saving grace.
There's a place called Porcupine Mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's all the way in the UP, literally at the tip of the head. You know how like the UP looks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's at the tip. It borders Wisconsin. It's about a 9-hour drive, but just so worth it. Breathtaking views, man. I'll send you pictures of our trip, man. We had so much fun. There's a place called Porcupine Mountains. It's about 2,000 feet up above sea level, I guess they call it, whatever. There's another spot, like probably a 10-mile hike from that location, called Lake of Clouds. It was
clouds.
Oh my God, it's gorgeous, man. It was probably one of the most breathtaking things. That's when I literally, because I've been up north. I haven't been farther than Traverse City before that trip. I've never been further than Traverse City, right? And I thought it was nice going up north in those areas where it's all wooded and off the lake and everything like that. I thought that was gorgeous, bro. Like, I never knew that our state was so extravagantly, like, beautiful the way that I saw it. Like, honestly, I had so much fun when my friends proposed a hiking trip. I was at first I was like, bro, when am I gonna go do hike? I don't hike. I'm fat, bro. Like, I don't hike. Like,
it sounds like something I would say.
But they ended up telling me the dude, like, we went to we stopped because you have to pass you have to cross the Mackinac Bridge um to get there, obviously, and we stopped at Tukwamanin Falls. That was my first time ever seeing that. That was awesome. It was gorgeous. We just went through so many different places, man. It was really cool. I went to Mackinac Island for the first time of my life. You know what I mean? Like, shit, 27 years old, living in Michigan my entire life. I've never been to Mackinac, and it was
still
great.
haven't.
Really, bro, Mackinac Island's
I have
fun as
not.
hell. Really? Bro, Mackinac Island's so much fun. You rent bikes, right? You can rent a bike, and just ride your bike all along Mackinac Island, the entire island, and you can finish it within an hour and a half. And it was such an awesome experience because there's this one picture I took, and if you see when I send you these pictures, man, like, you're gonna see, like, the water, how crystal clear it was. And it was hot, man. It was like end of June, starting of July, because we went from, I think it was June 28th up until July 5th. So we were in the area for July 4th, and the water, it was really hot. And then afterwards, man, I said I didn't give a shit. I took my shirt off, and I had a pair of swimming shorts on. I jumped in that water. It was the most refreshing thing in the world, man. It was so sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we saw Pictured Rock. Pictured Rock was awesome. Lots of cool shit, man. I experienced that within a week, and it was just, I would do it again. Honestly, I think the guys are actually planning something right now. There, I was just talking to my buddy Haas the other day, and he's like, yo, let's plan another trip up there. I'm like, bet. I'm like, do it. Book it now. Rough trails though. I was sore as shit. Well, so once you get to the parking lot of the hiking trail, because they give you have to technically, because it's state owned land, you can't just stay on it. You have to actually pay for it. But it was $5 a night. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. So we had our tents, we had our duffel bags and stuff, like our backpacks and stuff, and from our lot area was, from the parking lot to our campsite, was about a 13-mile hike on some rough terrain, dude. It was some bad terrain, but yeah, we got through it. We had a lot of fun. The horse flies were a bitch, though. They were biting the shit out of us the whole time we were up there.
That sounds terrible.
Bro, the whole time I was like, I hate that I brought a pair of BDU pants, so I ended up changing in the middle of the woods into my pants so they wouldn't bite through my fucking... Because I was wearing shorts at first, and they were biting the shit out of me. We were hoping we were going to come across, like, a bear or something. Maybe even a wolf.
You were hoping you were going to come across
Yes.
something.
Yes, I'm psycho, man. I'm telling you, I would love to see that shit in person. It's an experience. I might get my face eaten, but guess what? At least you can say that I saw it. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Now,
Hey, Jeremy, you all right? Jeremy?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just looking up something.
Googling what's open right now.
I'm hungry.
Nah.
Fucking hungry.
Jake, you okay?
I'm putting him to sleep.
Y'all are just
man.
dicks.
We lost Jake for a solid 60 seconds.
I'm good.
All right.
Well, here, let's see. This was the view on Mackinac Island. That was the area where I just threw on my swim shorts and decided, I'm like, fuck it, let's jump in the water.
Did you jump from there? Because it looks like you're 1,000 miles up right now.
No,
Is that waves or trees?
No, they're waves.
Oh, I thought
No,
those were trees.
so-
Yeah, I just
So
jumped off this fucking...
if you look closely right there, look where the water's actually touching that rock I'm standing on.
Okay.
It was really shallow. Yeah. It was beautiful, man. It was crazy. Like, let me see. This
That's insane.
That's Porcupine Mountain,
That's real cool.
bro. It was gorgeous.
That's
Time
where
to plan a
Bigfoot
trip.
lives.
It was fun, man. It was fun because you get to like pass by a whole bunch of like like different things. Like we saw pictured rocks, we saw Tequaman Falls, we saw just like the forestry. Like, it was a lot of fun, man. It was definitely an experience. It was definitely an experience. You could take the ferry, the hydro ferry, over from Mackinac City to Mackinac Island. It's called the hydro ferry. This thing goes like a little quicker.
Is it an actual ferry?
Yeah, it's an actual ferry. Which is
No,
like
I meant like a Tinkerbell ferry.
yes. What did you think I was talking about? That was a fun time though, man.
It's good shit.
Yes, sir.
Do you either of you, Jake or Jeremy, do you guys have anything else for Amir?
No.
Any thought-provoking things to say? Do we want to go down any rabbit holes? Any
No,
buttholes?
I choose buttholes. No,
Can we go down a butthole real quick?
No, I mean, everything that we've talked about tonight has just been really educational and like pretty much not. I mean, I wouldn't say eye-opening, but like just realizing like some of the shit with COVID and shit like that you've told us, like, because you're technically behind the scenes with it, so it's just like crazy to think like some of the shit that's going on is it just seems unreal.
No, it definitely is. Like I said, I was surprised to see. Again, the way that they were describing everything prior to me getting this job was that everybody was fucking infected, and if you get tested, you're coming back positive for sure. And I get there, and I'm like, I was just surprised. I was baffled. I'm not gonna lie. I'm telling you, of the hundreds of patients I would see daily, I was baffled at the amount of how little the percentage was of those being tested coming back positive. That's just again that's on not only just my shift, but that's just at my facility.
Right.
I don't know about our other ones, like the other ones, because I mean, like I said, I could always access their charting system and see, but it's just, I mean, one of our facilities is in Warren, off of Hoover Road, and one day they saw over 350 to 400 people in one day. Like, they got busy. Like, I thought we were busy, but they poor fuckers, man.
That's just nuts.
Still, it urges you. It makes you want to still take those proper, just because those
100%.
numbers are in front of you. You still always want to take those precautions, though. I'll preach that to the end.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Anybody else got anything?
Jake?
Yeah. Trying to find the right way to word this. So the podcast, in my mind, I call it like Jesse's baby, basically.
Okay.
This started with me and Jeremy. This was like the brainchild of, hey, let's have some friends on and just talk about stupid shit. And I think Jesse took it a lot further than me and Jeremy were expecting, which is great. I'm not mad about it.
Absolutely.
However, we've got some other things in mind that'll be coming out pretty soon. I like to say those are my babies. Amir, what's the chances we could get you on a Bigfoot hunt with us?
Oh, 100%.
Okay. All right.
100%. I told Jesse. I told Jesse when I saw you post that stuff, I was like, bro, I'm down. He posted Bigfoot hunt ? I was like, I'm down. Sign me up.
All right. I'll have him reach out to you. We'll set up some dates and
absolutely, man.
We'll have to get you out with us.
Absolutely, brother. I appreciate that.
That was all I had.
Awesome, man. I had a blast, dude. This was fun. I was excited. I told you, Jesse. I told you when you hit me up earlier this week, and you're like, "Hey, man, we finally got a slot open. You down?" I was like, I didn't hesitate. I was like, "Yes, yes, absolutely."
Hell yes.
Fuck yeah, bro. I'm always down. As you can tell, I'm a talker. I like to talk. So.
That's good because more people need to do that.
Absolutely.
Sorry, don't yell at me.
No, that's a subtle shot at me.
Society in general.
Oh.
Yeah, I wasn't like poking fun at anybody on the.
No, because he did mention earlier before you got on that it's nice that him and I and Jeremy as well could sit back and have actual conversation about different things going on, because and I've said this before too, and it's just like if more people can actually sit down and talk with one another, specifically those who have differing opinions and views on everything, I feel like the world could actually remedy itself. Like, okay, I'm not gonna go that far and say the world, but you get what I'm saying. It's just that a lot more people would be a lot more understanding later on once they see the views of others around them. And there's something cool about that, man. Definitely something cool about that.
Can agree with
Agreed.
that.
Well, again, Amir, we appreciate you coming on, especially short notice.
Oh, yeah,
'cause
thank
I know
you, thank
I
you.
only gave you a couple days notice, but I had
Pleasure, man.
an inkling feeling that you would jump at the chance to
Absolutely, man.
chat with us. So it was good to talk with you. We will be reaching out. Well, I will be reaching out when we do get some filming dates, and we'd love to have you on and as a guest next time we
Appreciate
go film up north.
Appreciate that, brother, man. I'm looking forward to it, guys. I really do appreciate you guys having me on, Jesse. It's always a pleasure, speaking with you and seeing you again.
Yep.
You froze.
I like how you froze right at the wave. And he still froze.
I don't
Did
know
we
if he
lose
left the
him?
call.
Oh my god, did he hang up on us?
What a dick.
Dude, Jake, you actually made me think you were froze too.
Oh, he's back.
Oh my god. Oh my god, he's there. Okay.
No, I didn't leave. I was like, wait, they can't hear me. Holy shit.
Dude, you were froze for so long. So, like you said, it was also good seeing you in that stance for 60 seconds. That was fun. Jeremy, you want to sign us off?
Why doesn't Jake-
I know, that's why I'm doing it again.
Why doesn't Jake?
Because it always takes 3 minutes for him to say, all right, fuck you and fuck me and just fucking find us on Pornhub and OnlyFans and have a good day.
Hey, before we sign off, Jeremy, did you check your Snapchat?
What the fuck? Oh, that's a screenshot and
I
a
thought
half.
you'd be more upset.
That's a screenshot.
Yeah,
I
you
just
look
love
good in
how-
that picture, Jeremy.
I just love how there's another one on his head too.
Yeah.
You could barely see it.
Do you
Jimmy,
have
you
it? Can you hold it up to the screen so Amir can see it?
Oh, yeah.
We don't want to leave him in the dark. No, you gotta back it up. Back it up.
Oh my god.
You're being eaten. You're being eaten.
Hell yeah.
That's great.
All right, Jake, take us out of here.
Wow.
I'm kind of busy.
Probably taking more fucking
He
pictures.
probably is.
I'm trying to.
Dear
It didn't
Lord.
work. I'm sorry. What are you gonna send us off? Because I'm too busy messing around over here.
All right. Thank you for joining us at Table Talk. Table Talk Podcast. You can find us on. Hold on.
He's gonna fucking...
Oh my god.
Oh, that's gorgeous. I need that picture. You got to send that one to
I was
me.
trying to get everybody, but it only went to you.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm gonna screenshot it and then I'll send it to you, Amir.
Bet.
That's good. Yeah, you can catch us at all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah, Amazon, Kohl's.com. No, you can catch us. Anchor, was it Anchor FM, right?
Yeah, Anchor,
you can catch us
YouTube,
at Anchor, yeah,
Spotify.
Apple Podcasts. You can catch us on YouTube, which is my personal favorite. So subscribe to that, please. You can also catch us on Spotify if you're in the mood for listening and not watching. Like and subscribe, please. Please.
I'm begging you.
Also, if you're interested in being a guest on Table Talk, be sure to email us at tabletalkwhateverthefuck@gmail.com. Jake, help me out because I don't remember what it is.
TableTalkJJ@gmail.com.
Jeremy
Table Talk
spit out
JJ.
his smoke.
Yeah, I thought Jeremy was on fire for a second. email us at our Gmail. If you were to subscribe to us on social media, you know what our Gmail is. So you got to do that first. And we'd be more than happy to book you. Yeah, see, this is why you can't have me do it, because I don't want to do it.
This
It's
has
very
been
half-assed.
the greatest outro I've ever heard.
This is fucking terrible, dude. Oh, look at that. We lost 3 subscribers.
Please subscribe.
We lost all our subscribers. Fuck.
We're down to 0 subscribers. Yeah, look us up and subscribe to us because we have to feed our families. So thanks.